You got him to the hospital on time. You called me, and you stayed with me. What?
Just don't be too quick with the compliments, Livia. The attack on Terrence should never have happened.
You're right. Life should be beautiful and safe and carefree, but it ain't. And it never has been, and I don't think it ever will.
I should never have left Terrence alone at the health club. That's a fact.
Tom.
Look, I saw those creeps earlier in the day. I knew that they were trouble when I threw them out. Why I let him close up alone, I don't know.
Because you trust him.
I swear to you, it never, ever occurred to me that they would come back.
Tom, what those two animals did to my son is not your fault.
Yeah, but I don't get it. I mean, we had their names, their addresses, we saw their faces. I mean, how could they be so stupid?
You don't have to have a brain to beat somebody to within an inch of their life. Hate is easy.
I don't want to believe that.
Well, not a lot of people share your point of view. Sad thing is, it doesn't surprise me at all.
Livia.
You grew up black in this country, and you almost come to expect it. I mean, it's just a fact of life. Some people do accept it. And some people internalize the rage until it just explodes into violence.
I should have seen it coming.
Tom, you are not blind. It's just the people that you happen to associate with.
I know I don't hang around with bigots and thugs, but I should have seen it coming.
There's nothing in your life for you to compare it to. You know, one of the wonderful things about you is that you are so positive. I used to be like that. Till the first time somebody called me a lazy, good-for-nothing nigger. I was 4 years old. And my mama taught me forgiveness. And in Sunday school, I learned to turn the other cheek. But some just didn't sit right. And then I went to law school. The first apartment I tried to rent in a relatively safe, inexpensive neighborhood. The landlord told me that it was already rented. And then I heard him offer it to a white couple. And I thought, no, I don't have to forgive this. I don't have to turn the other cheek to this. This I can fight. And I will fight it for the rest of my life.
The other night at the ski cabin, you said that you didn't want to risk a relationship with me because of the cruelty we would face.
I owe you an apology.
No, you do not owe me an apology. I was wrong. I handled it badly. I cut you off. Because why? Because I didn't want to hear it. I think I'm beginning to understand a little bit better now. And for whatever I've done here tonight, you don't owe me a thing. No apology, no thanks, and no explanations.
But I do.
No.
Yes, yes. I owe you a lot. And that night, when I said to you that a relationship between us was impossible because you were white, it was a lie. It was a big, fat, stupid lie.
I died with...
If he has suffered permanent brain damage, it is my fault.
A man from Monica's past could change her life.
Did I do this to you?
General Hospital.
You lied?
Yeah. Race isn't the problem. The problem is me. I'm scared to death of a relationship with any man, black or white, and when I feel myself even getting close to a man, I run.
Well, what are you afraid of?
I don't know. But it's a lot easier to avoid than to face it.
How much of this has to do with Terrence's father?
A lot.
One man abandons you, so you mistrust all the rest.
I was 15. I was scared. I was pregnant. And when Lucas disappeared, I thought I would die. And my family wouldn't let me. They supported me, and they let me go to high school, and they got me working and going to college at night.
And all this time, you hoped Lucas would come back.
I think it took me a long time to stop waiting. And by the time I did, it was just because I was too busy to think about it. I was a star scholarship student, politically involved, active, working, single mother. I guess the more successful and ambitious I became, the deeper I buried the pain.
You never, in all this time?
I had men friends. I just kept them at arm's length, and if anybody got too close...
You ran. Did your family try to encourage you to find someone else? Or meet
They were
someone?
all matchmakers, especially Derek. He kept telling me to find a daddy for Terrence.
And you just resisted him?
I was doing a pretty good job. I was afraid to be hurt again.
Somehow I can't imagine you being afraid of anything.
Put up a pretty good front, don't I?
Years of practice.
Decades.
I know that it took courage for you to admit this.
That night, when we talked, and you said that you felt something strong and something special growing between us.
Yeah.
I felt it too. And cutting you off was one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life.
Even with decades of practice.
The others were easy to discourage, but you were very different.
I'm a very persistent person,
No,
you know
no,
that.
no.
I don't give up
It
easy.
was not just that.
Oh, yeah.
It's who you are. You're so brave and gentle, and you have such integrity. And you're the first man that made me come alive. Hell, you got me to drag that ball gown out of the mothballs. You danced with me, and you talked to me, and you made me laugh. When I sprained my ankle at the ski cabin, you took care of me. And when we kissed, and I felt those walls starting to crumble, and
You panicked.
And I lied. I said the first thing that came to my mind. I didn't say no to you because you're white. I said no because I was petrified to say yes.
It's that tax-deferred annuity Jeff Hill was talking to me about last week. You know, it sounded promising, so I had my broker check into it, and she backed him up all the way. So I figured, why not go for it? Invest the proceeds from the sale of the Lambert.
But you love that Lamberace.
Yes, I do, but I love Dixie and Junior more. I want to start a portfolio for them in case something should happen to me, you know? And that Lamberace's a dream, but there are 4 other dream cars in the garage, so it's no sacrifice.
Listen, there's no point in selling it. You know, Dixie and Junior, they're well provided for.
Well, 5 cars is too many for one family.
One of the
It's
great pleasures of wealth is being able to provide for the security of your family. And thanks to me, and I spit on the name, Adam Chandler, your wife, Junior, will never need for anything. I've seen to that.
I know that, Mr. Cortland. Palmer. And I appreciate where the sentiment comes from. But I'm sure you and Opal can understand that I need to provide for my own family myself. And I would rather have that annuity than to hang on to the Lamberace. So, I'm going to sell it.
Nonsense, nonsense. Listen, you can have both. How much money do you need? I'll write you a check.
I spent hours tramping around in the snow in Colorado, weighing my options, trying to come up with some sort of a solution. Donna, I love both Trevor and Dimitri. I really do. But when Trevor told me that he was going to take responsibility for Janet's baby, suddenly everything became clear. My decision was made, and it's the right decision, and I plan to stand by it.
What is so wrong with taking a little more time to sort things out?
Well, it's been long enough. Too long. This way Trevor can get on with his life, and I can get on with mine.
Okay, fine. Say I accept your point of view, okay? You can't marry Trevor because you got too many negative feelings about Janet's baby. Fine. Why do you have to rush into a marriage with a guy you've only known a few months?
Because I love him. Well, and I'm tired of being alone.
What happened to the independent old Natalie Hunter I used to know?
She died in the well. Janet killed her.
Oh, Nat.
Dimitri loves me. And he's good for me. He's kind and trustworthy and romantic and unselfish.
Unselfish? If he were really unselfish, he wouldn't be rushing you into this marriage.
I want to be settled as much as he does. With Dimitri, Timmy and I can find the security we've been looking for.
Right, except the only stepfather Tim wants is Trevor.
Timmy is very fond of Dimitri.
I know, but he loves Trevor.
Stop it.
No, I'm right.
Stop it. Stop trying to make me guilty about this.
Hello. Natalie, this is Helga. I apologize for disturbing you, but is Dimitri there?
No, Helga, I'm sorry he's not.
I just assumed he was with you.
Well, maybe I'll see him later. Could I give him a message?
Perhaps you're the one I should speak to. I've held my own counsel up till now because Dimitri ordered me to, but I can't stay quiet anymore. I have to tell you, as I told him, that if you marry him, you will regret it. I simply have to tell you that.
What does Dimitri say about this?
He won't listen, which is why you must. For your sake and for Timmy's, you must hear me out. Natalie, you must know the whole truth about Dimitri.
Helga! Natalie?
Dimitri?
What did she tell you?
She was warning me about you.
I didn't say anything.
Helga is not herself. Look, don't worry. I'll be over soon, and I'll explain everything.
Is she all right?
Yeah, I'll take care of it, and I'll see you very shortly. Goodbye, Natalie.
Goodbye.
Have you lost what few faculties you have left?
I thought you were gone.
What were you planning to say to her? I mean, what truth about me did you intend to reveal?
I only did it for you, Dimitri.
Now, you were butting into an affair that is no longer your business. Overstepping once again the boundaries that we had both agreed to.
My whole life is built around your happiness.
Happiness? You're destroying the only happiness I've had in 15 years.
She must be told the truth.
She has been.
About Angelique?
About everything.
You told her?
Everything. And it doesn't make a difference to Natalie whatsoever. Helga, Natalie loves me, and we belong together. We're not children.
I'm sorry, I just thought...
It's difficult for both of us. I just spoke harshly to you a minute ago, and for that I apologize.
Everything I do out of love. For you, for Angelique.
I know. Look, it's all right. Helga, I have an idea. I think you need a vacation. A trip to Vienna to fatten you up on all of those great pastries. A couple of weeks at the Lockmere Hotel. You'll be back in good form.
You want to send me away?
Well, to rest and see friends and go to the opera. To make up for that whirlwind visit.